Imagine holding in your hand a small, fragile seed, one that last felt the warmth of the sun when pharaohs ruled the Nile. It has slept for 3,000 years, through empires, wars, and the birth of entire civilizations. And then, one day, a scientist adds a drop of water, and the seed wakes up. This isn't mythology. This is real proof that life itself can pause for millennia and still remember how to begin again. These are the immortal seeds, survivors of time, silence, and the impossible. The story begins in 1963, in a quiet archaeological storeroom in Israel. Inside a dusty box were small brown seeds, unearthed years earlier from Masada, a fortress overlooking the Dead Sea. They were labeled date palm seeds, Herodian era. No one expected them to be alive. After all, seeds rarely survive more than a few decades. Their cells dry, membranes rupture, DNA decays, time is merciless. But one botanist, Dr. Sarah Salin, refused to accept that. 2,000 years after those seeds had been buried, she planted them in a pot of sterile soil. Days passed, then weeks, nothing. And then a sprout. A delicate green shoot pierced through the earth. It was named Methuselah, after the oldest man in the Bible, because, against every law of biology, this tiny sprout was alive after 2,000 years of sleep. Methuselah grew into a tall, elegant palm tree. Its fronds stretched towards the light, as if remembering the desert sun of ancient Judea. Scientists later sequenced its DNA, and what they found stunned the world. Methuselah wasn't just a date palm. It was a lost species, genetically distinct from any modern variety. Its fruit, when finally produced decades later, tasted sweeter, denser, as if carrying the memory of another age. Methuselah became more than a plant. It became a symbol, a bridge between the ancient and the living world. How could something so fragile survive so long? The secret lies in the seed's most extraordinary talent: dormancy. When conditions turn deadly, when the air dries, the soil freezes, or the sun vanishes, a seed shuts down. It halts every biological process, like a body entering cryogenic sleep. Inside, sugars form glass-like structures that protect DNA, enzymes, and membranes. It's not death, it's suspension, a perfect pause. Some seeds, especially desert plants, evolved to do this better than anything else on Earth. And when archaeologists buried them in clay jars, sealed away from oxygen and moisture, they unknowingly built perfect natural vaults, time capsules of life. The Judean desert's dry heat, salt, and stillness became Methuselah's cocoon, preserving it through empire after empire. And when water touched it again, life simply continued. If Methuselah amazed scientists, what happened in Siberia left them speechless. In 2012, deep beneath the Siberian tundra, Russian researchers uncovered the remains of an Ice Age squirrel's burrow. It was a small nest, 40 meters below the surface, sealed in permafrost for over 30,000 years. Inside were tiny fruits from a long-extinct plant, Silene stenophila. The team carefully extracted the seeds, cleaned them, and placed them in culture dishes. Weeks later, one germinated. A small plant began to grow, delicate, pale, yet perfectly alive. They had just resurrected a species that hadn't seen daylight since mammoths roamed the earth. Even more incredible when it bloomed, its flowers were slightly different from its modern relatives. Evolution had moved on. But this one had remained frozen in time, a floral ghost from the Pleistocene. That 30,000-year-old plant still grows today. Its offspring thriving in botanical gardens, silent witnesses to a world long vanished. Thousands of miles away, Egypt holds another chapter of this strange saga. In the tombs of pharaohs and nobles, archaeologists have found jars filled with barley, wheat, lentils, and flax, meant to feed the dead in their journey to the afterlife. For centuries, explorers tried planting them. Some even claimed success, though many of those early experiments were never verified. Still, modern scientists discovered something remarkable. The DNA of these ancient grains showed early evidence of selective breeding. Ancient Egyptians were choosing stronger, drought-tolerant seeds -5,000 years ago. They were the world's first genetic engineers, shaping crops that could thrive in harsh desert climates. And even when those seeds refused to sprout, their molecular code lived on. offering clues about the origins of modern agriculture. Each seed found in a tomb is a whisper from humanity's first farmers, an echo from a time when life and death were both planted in the same soil. In China, a lotus seed was discovered in a dried lake bed. It looked ordinary, small, hard, unremarkable. But radiocarbon dating revealed something impossible. It was over 1,300 years old. Botanists placed it in warm water, then soil. Weeks later, it sprouted, producing a perfect lotus flower, identical to those painted on ancient temple walls. The seed had slept through dynasties, wars, and revolutions, and still remembered how to bloom. The lotus, a symbol of rebirth, had literally been reborn. Every ancient seed that awakens is more than a scientific curiosity. It's a message from deep time, a testament to life's will to endure. Methuselah's DNA tells us about ancient climates. The Siberian seeds reveal how plants evolved to survive freezing temperatures. The Egyptian grains remind us that agriculture isn't just history, it's heritage. But these stories also reveal something about us. That humanity has always relied on nature's memory. We plant, we harvest, we store, not just for food, but for continuity. Each seed is both a record and a promise, a blueprint for tomorrow, written in the language of survival. Today, we have our own version of these ancient tombs. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault, built deep inside a frozen mountain in Norway. It holds over 1 million seed varieties, a backup of Earth's agriculture. If wars, climate collapse, or disease destroy our crops, these frozen seeds could one day restore them. In a way, humanity has become the new ancient caretaker, preserving life for those who will come after us, just as ancient priests did for their gods. The vault is kept at -18 degrees Celsius, designed to last for centuries. Even if the world burns, those seeds will sleep, waiting for water and light. When a 3,000-year-old seed sprouts, something profound happens. It challenges our understanding of time, death, and memory. Because a seed doesn't live in the present, it lives in potential. It remembers the soil it once knew, yet grows into a world it never saw. In that moment, when the first green leaf unfurls, time collapses. Ancient hands that once harvested, it seemed to reach across the centuries to touch ours. Perhaps that's why people have always seen seeds as sacred symbols of resurrection, rebirth, and eternity. From Egyptian tombs to Buddhist temples, the message is the same. Life never truly dies, it only waits. The next time you see a seed, remember, it's not just a beginning, it's a survivor, a messenger, a bridge across millennia. Because somewhere in the soil, in a jar, or beneath the ice, another seed still sleeps, waiting for the right moment to return. And when it does, it will remind us once again that life, no matter how long it sleeps, never forgets how to begin.